You've downloaded the app, set the reminders, built the streak, and within 3 weeks you stopped opening it. That's not a willpower problem. It's a design problem. Researchers who study memory and learning keep finding something strange. People who write information by hand remember it better than people who type the same information. It's not about nostalgia for paper. It's about what your brain has to do differently when a keyboard isn't doing the work for you. When you type, you can capture words almost as fast as someone speaks them, which means you can transcribe without ever really thinking about what you're transcribing. Handwriting is slower, and that slowness is the mechanism. Because you can't keep up word for word, your brain is forced to summarize, prioritize, and decide what actually matters. Researchers call this generative processing. You're not just recording information, you're generating your own understanding of it. That extra step is where memory gets built. This matters beyond note-taking. When you write down a goal or an intention by hand, you're not just logging it. You're already processing and compressing it into something your brain treats as important. Typing a to-do list into an app skips that compression step. The list gets stored, but it was never really processed, which may be part of why it's so easy to ignore. There's a second piece of this. Physical friction. An app lives behind a lock screen, a dozen other notifications, and an infinite scroll waiting to pull you sideways. A notebook has exactly one function. You open it, and there is nothing else to do inside it except the thing you opened it for. Behavioral researchers have long pointed to implementation intentions, specific, written plans for when and how you'll act, as one of the more reliable predictors of follow-through. Vague intentions stay vague. Written specific ones become something closer to a plan your brain can actually execute, because you've already rehearsed the moment on paper. This is also why crossing something off with a pen feels different than tapping a checkbox on a screen. The physical mark is a small, real signal to your brain. This happened. A tap disappears the instant after you make it. A pen stroke stays on the page, and you see it again tomorrow and the day after, which reinforces continuity in a way a reset counter doesn't. None of this means apps are useless. It means they're built for storage and reminders, not for the kind of processing that changes behavior. A daily one-page practice works with these mechanics instead of against them. It's slow enough to force real thought, specific enough to count as a plan, and physical enough to leave a mark you can't swipe away. That's the structure behind New Paradigm, the 90-day challenge, 1 page a day. A stated intention, 5 gratitudes, a pattern you're releasing, and real action steps you commit to on paper. It's not a replacement for doing the work. It's a structure that makes the doing more likely to actually happen, because you wrote it down before you had the chance to talk yourself out of it. There are weekly reviews built in too, because research on habit formation keeps showing that reflection, looking back at what worked, matters almost as much as the original plan. So if the apps haven't held, it might not be a discipline issue. It might just be that follow-through was never going to live behind a screen in the first place. The research keeps pointing the same direction: slower processing, physical commitment, visible continuity. A page does that, a notification does not. If you want to test this for yourself, New Paradigm, the 90-day challenge is on Amazon, 1 page a day, structured, no app required. Everything else, the free reset guide, the socials, the store, is linked below.